Wyoming's Wind River Range seems to be becoming an annual summer pilgrimage for me. I love the absolutely stunning and rugged terrain and scenery. This would be a 4-night, 5-day trip traversing the Cirque of the Towers loop. I was invited on this trip by my friends Kim and Stephen Reeves. We had some rugged and beautiful terrain to look forward to over the next several days. The Wind River Range is a mountain range of the Rocky Mountains in western Wyoming. The range runs roughly northwest to southeast for approximately 100 miles. The range is home to many of the state's highest mountains. It's been a great hike so far. Beautiful day. A nice breeze every now and then. It's a bit warm. And we're just getting acclimated to the elevation. We're at about 9,600 feet right now. Our first camp is at Dad's Lake, and that is where we're headed. How is this gorgeous view? This is home for the night, Dad's Lake. It's about 6 miles from the trailhead and a wonderful place to spend our first night. Poor alcalotes. Home sweet home. After finishing our camp chores, it was time to settle into dinner. One of my favorite parts of backpacking is hanging out at camp and the camaraderie after a hard day's work to get there.
So I can be prepared and have that checked. It's like one day was clothing. So I'm tearing through all the clothing. I have too much.
Good morning. We had some pretty bad condensation last night, so we are letting our things dry before packing up to take off for today's hike. Steve's over there setting up a drying line, which is brilliant. And yeah, just taking all our gear out, letting it sit in the sun for a bit.
Oh, good morning. Yeah. Get him, Mike. Alright, so I'm not doing anything with full.
Camp is broken down and we're ready to hit the trail. This has been a gorgeous camp, but the great news about this trail is it gets more and more beautiful as we go. So I'm really excited about today's hike and tonight's camp. I love that backpacking strips life down to its most basic form. Everything that you need to survive, you carry on your back, and you get to where you need to go by foot. There's no electricity or running water or cell service out here. It's probably the closest experience you can have in the modern day to the old pioneers traversing the country in covered wagons. With all this weight on our back, we still have it a lot easier than they did. Stopped here on a rock during our climb to take a little break, and yeah, enjoyed the shade and the breeze. It feels really good when the breeze is flowing, but otherwise it's kind of a warm day, especially when you're over 10,000 feet and it's a bright sunny bluebird day. We'll be turning the corner in just a few minutes to head on to Shadow Creek, the Shadow Creek Trail, I believe it's called, and that will take us to our camp tonight at Shadow Lake. We've made it to the gorgeous Shadow Lake. We're going to try to find camping here if we can. Okay, this is our home at Shadow Lake, and I have to thank Steve. He's 2 for 2 for scouting out our campsites. It is up in the trees. You're not allowed to camp within 200 feet of the lake, so we're not right on the lake, but we do have a beautiful view over at what we've dubbed Dinner Rock. So we'll be enjoying our dinner there with a nice view, and then we'll also obviously go down to the lake and spend some time after we set up camp. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you what we have done so far. We are doing the Cirque of the Towers loop. We started here at the Big Sandy Trailhead, went all the way up here to Dad's Lake, and that's where we camped for night 1. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera and show you what we did today. Okay, this morning we started here at Dad's Lake, and we traversed the trail here. We are on portions of the CDT, but I think we broke off at this point near Mom's Lake. And we went through some kind of wooded area here and did a lot of climbing. And then we caught up with the Shadow Lake Trail and took that over to Shadow Lake, and that's where we're currently camped now. Tomorrow we'll be getting into all this area here, and that's the Cirque of the Towers, which is going to be very exciting. We enjoyed a relaxing afternoon hanging out at camp and lakeside. This was my second time doing the Cirque of the Towers loop. I had regretted that on my first trip I did not stay at Shadow Lake, so I was not going to make that mistake this time. After dinner, we called it an early night. I was lulled to sleep by the beautiful moonlight making its way over the mountain peaks. Today was a big day. We had all saved our highest calorie-dense breakfasts for the formidable and intimidating traverse over Texas Pass. So tell me, guys, it's a big day today, Texas Pass. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Ready for it.
Yeah, I'm anxious. I'm anxious. I don't believe it's anything that's insurmountable, but I think it's going to be a very mentally and physically challenging pass for us, and I look forward to it.
We're going to do it.
We're gonna do it.
We're going to do this.
And we're going to do it good. We're going to do it good. Go us.
These next 2 days are the crux of the trip and the most difficult hiking. We have Texas Pass to traverse this morning, which is, I think, still to this day, the toughest pass I've done. So I know what to expect, and yeah, it's a little intimidating, but I know that we can do it. And then tomorrow we have Jackass Pass. But it is also probably the most beautiful hiking sections of the trip. And obviously what we came here to see, the Cirque of the Towers. It's going to be an awesome day. It's supposed to be about a 68-degree Fahrenheit as a high, and no chance of rain, 0% chance of precipitation. Whereas last time I hiked Texas Pass, a huge thunderstorm hit right as we got to the top of the pass. So it'll be nice to have some good weather and a great day with some great folks. It's going to be awesome. Texas Pass. In the most general of terms, it is rated as strenuous/difficult. It is classified as double black diamond, and in the German hiking SAC scale of T1 through T6 is rated as T5. It has maximum/minimum angles of 63 and 71 degrees depending on your approach. As Steve says, in short, it's freaking tough.
Well, we're making our way up the pass. So far, so good. You might have guessed that I put away the Sony for this portion of the hike, and I'm using my phone whenever I can. So it's a little sketch to be filming and hiking at the same time, that's for sure. How's it going, guys?
Up, that's how it's going.
Couple of badasses here.
How do you guys feel after conquering Texas Pass?
That was amazing.
It was
That was daunting.
unbelievable. It was tough, but
Yeah,
it was awesome, and the payoff is definitely worth it.
that was amazing.
Proud of you guys.
Proud of you.
We can do it.
So
That's
cool.
right. If the elevation hasn't already taken your breath away, the beauty of the Cirque of the Towers will certainly do so coming down the other side of Texas Pass. At this point, we took some time to stand and stare in awe. After a long, physically demanding day, we found camp and settled in for the night. All right, I'll show you what we did yesterday. We were camped here at Shadow Lake, and we made our way. These aren't really not official trails. They're unmaintained from what I understand, but they're still pretty decent trails. We passed this gorgeous lake here, and we passed this lake here, and then this is what we were calling Texas Lake.
before we're traversing over Texas Pass. Then we drop down steeply into this area here, which is the Cirque of the Towers, and that's where all those beautiful views were. And then it took some searching to find camp, because you have to camp a quarter mile away from the lake. So I think we're camped somewhere around here. Yesterday was a very tough 5 miles, traversing over the pass and then dropping down here to the lake is pretty taxing physically and very steep both ways. We are all packed up and getting ready to head over our second pass of the trip, which is Jackass Pass. Yesterday was a doozy. We traversed Texas Pass, which you saw, which was pretty gnarly. And then the descent here to Lonesome Lake is also equally as gnarly. It was only about 5.5 miles, but let me tell you, 5.5 mountain miles are very different than 5.5 street miles. And it was tough. And I want to commend these guys. I'm super proud of them. They came from North Carolina and they had really no time to acclimate. And they did it. It was very intimidating, and we all did it. And I'm really proud of these guys, but I want to hear what they think, so I'm going to pass it over to Kim. What did you think of yesterday?
I thought it was a beast, and I thought at one point there's just no way, but of course, obviously, there's always a way. If you want to do it, you can, and we did. I could not have done it without my wonderful husband. He just really, helped me get through it. And my cheerleader, Kat, here definitely helped push me through. And we did it. The up was gnarly. The down was maybe gnarlier. I'm not really sure. But we made it here, have a beautiful sight. And happy to have slept like a rock last night. For sure.
So, it's been quite the trip. We've talked about doing backpacking before. Kim and I have done backpacking, and then there's adventures, and this most certainly has been an adventure. As we approached Texas Pass yesterday, we knew it was going to be physically and mentally challenging, and it proved to be all of that and a bit more. But we did it. We conquered it. And I'm even sitting here, and you can't see it off camera. I'm looking uphill at Texas Pass, and that descent coming down is equally impressive. I'm going to steal a little bit of Kim's thunder here, but Kim and I have spoken about this, and if friends asked us, please come do this loop with us, because it's amazing. It truly is. I don't know that I would say yes, but Catherine did. And I think that takes a lot of courage to know what we were going to go through to put in this loop. It has been incredible. This has been a true adventure, so thank you.
Yes, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Guys.
Thank you.
My team effort.
Absolutely.
Go us.
Let's go kick another pass's butt.
That's right.
Although Jackass Pass was much easier and not technical, starting the day out traversing a pass isn't the easiest thing in elevation. Today would be another day of incredible views, rugged terrain, and lots of ups and downs, making our way to Big Sandy Lake. final morning, we awoke to rain and rainbows. And to catch you up on what we've done, yesterday we were camped here at Lonesome Lake, right around here. We traversed over Jackass Pass, and we had a lot of up and down all through here, and then dropped down pretty steeply to Big Sandy Lake, which is where we're camped now. Had a little trouble finding camping. It's a pretty popular spot and not too far from the trailhead, but we eventually did and had a nice last night and woke up to rain this morning. So I'll show you what we're doing this morning. We're pretty much just packing up and hiking out. So from here at Big Sandy Lake, it's pretty much a straight shot, 6 miles back down to the trailhead. It should take us maybe a couple hours. With visions of cheeseburgers dancing in our heads, we were thrilled and excited to conclude another adventure in the winds.